I'm Seth.
And I'm Drew.
And this is
Nerd Meeting the Nerd.
All right, folks, we're back playing Burnout 3 Takedown. It's on the IGN top 100 video games of all time. We just literally won a race, our first one. We're on the world tour. Listen, when
we got a new car.
We did get a new car. When we were off camera, Drew asked me about this shirt, referencing it says 1982. I think that's when Epcot opened. Okay, here's the story behind this shirt. I was at Disney World. I think actually it was Epcot with my children, and I was like separate from the wife. I had our youngest, and we rode like not an intense ride at all. You know, a lot of Epcot like educational type rides and whatnot. Dude, we're walking out, and I just feel like this. We're gonna stay in the U.S. I think for now. I feel this like wetness on me all of a sudden, and I'm like, what? Like it took it took my brain a minute to like register what was going on.
Sure.
And I looked down, dude, and he had thrown up all over me. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know what to do. We're like still in the building, but like getting ready to walk out the door. So I'm like, okay, get away from people. So we get out, and he just keeps projectile vomiting on me like over and over, like empties his guts on me. So I go into like the family bathroom. I like wipe myself down. I wipe him down. I'm like, okay, this is no good. And there was like a stomach bug going around or something at the time. And anyway, long story short, I ended up having to buy new shirts. Like I have like, I'm covered in puke. I have to go into the gift shop at Disney and buy 2 shirts, which wasn't cheap, as you can imagine.
They should give you a puke discount on that.
Seriously, dude. And
because they could tell, you're wearing puke.
I bought this shirt, and I'm not mad about it, actually.
I like it, dude. I wish I could wear that shade of yellow, or any shade of yellow. I don't think I look good, dude. I think I look like, I don't know, I just look like more pale and pasty.
Yeah.
But I do think that I need to expand my color wheel. As many of you who follow the channel know, I wear a lot of black and blue. I can't really wear green anymore because of the green screen that's behind me. Spoiler alert. I'm going to try it. I think the next time we record, I'm going to wear I have a Rick and Morty like portal hat, and I'm going to see if that like kind of screws with stuff.
Oh, gotcha.
Because I feel like a hat. I mean, people might be like, "What's wrong with your head, man?" And then I'll just respond in the comments, being like, "Dude, years of trauma and neglect. That's what's wrong with my head." Okay, so we're getting bonuses.
This is like basically a demolition derby, and we get money for how much damage we cause.
Very cool.
These other cars. How much death is caused in this game? You know what I mean? Like, we're not thinking about the people inside these cars.
Well, and the monetary damage too. I mean, because you're wrecking other cars. You don't know how much those cars cost. And same thing with you. Like, what kind of insurance situation do you have?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Insurance can't be great on these like modded street cars,
Well, and a lot of times they just give you like liability based on the fact that the car is so old. It's like a classic car. They're like, man, we're not really going to give you a good rate on this because the problem is like it may be worth a lot of money right now, but it's such a fluctuating market.
Right.
It's just tough.
Right. Dude, one thing I never did with games like this is play stuff like this. So
sure,
smash through traffic to beat crash targets. Okay,
so you gotta make money to win. Anyway, circling back a little bit, to use corporate speak. Let's circle back to the puking at a theme park story. I've never been one for like being like motion sickness or whatever like that. That's not really me. Like there's certain rides that it ends up becoming like kind of bad. Mission Space I think is the one where
God.
That one gets my stomach a little bit. And then if you ride Star Tours like 3 times in a row, that also does it, which is weird. Nice, dude. Gold medal.
Yeah.
But I will never forget this. I was a kid, and this was when my dad was trying to like buy my love. Same thing with my brother. And that was the summer that we went to like our Six Flags, our local, like whatever the equivalent would be where you are, like our local Six Flags theme park or whatever. And we had like season passes, and we were going there, and like I think we just all the food, dude. Like I got a turkey leg. I got like a giant mint chip ice cream cone, all the things, dude. And, we rode some rides. And it was fine. No big deal. Then we went to this like stunt show, and it was like kind of like a Robin Hood adjacent stunt show, like very medieval times in a forest, arrows and flaming arrows and, whatever. Kind of like a mini Ren fair within a theme park kind of deal. Dude, something about that, man. Like, I just got really overheated. And you know what happens when I get overheated.
Yeah,
bro.
dude. It's not pretty, folks.
It's not. So I was probably like junior high age. So old enough to not be cool with what was happening next. And I waited until we were getting up to get out. Like, I had willed my body. I'm like, please hang on to this. But I think the issue was I moved, and that's what threw off my thing. I as we were walking, I bent over, perfect form, dude.
We're going to Europe, by the way.
I love it.
Yep.
And just vomit stream in a straight line. I kept walking, and I you spread your legs out a little bit and you kind of like walk or whatever. Perfect straight line of turkey leg and mint chip ice cream. I cannot eat mint chip ice cream to this day.
It's not my favorite either.
I mean, I get down on like the candy cane or peppermint ice cream around like Christmas time, but it's usually I go for like eggnog ice cream because I'm one of those weirdos that likes eggnog.
You like to eat ice cream that tastes like pancake batter? Got it. I don't know. That's not my joke. I saw that on the internet yesterday.
I mean, but it really doesn't. Like, let's be honest. Like, pancake batter kind of tastes like semen. I mean, I don't know what that tastes like. I've backed myself into a corner here.
Yep.
But no, dude. So like, that's that. So I'll never forget that, man. And like, that's also why I'm not jumping to get like turkey legs at amusement parks. And I like them, dude. Like they're kind of that like smoked taste, and it's like ham a little bit.
Yeah.
But stringy, like chicken meat.
The only time I won a chicken leg is at the Ren Fair, and I didn't get to go this year, so.
Yeah, dude. It's fun. I totally agree, though. It is settings based.
Yeah.
At one point, I was kind of craving one. This was like many New Year's ago. Because for whatever reason, like on New Year's, Christmas or New Year's, I do weird stuff cooking. Like this past Christmas, I made like a leg of lamb for the first time.
Nice.
And I also made a standing rib roast. So essentially prime rib. And dude, both of them, oh my God, dude, so freaking good. I sous vide both of them because I'm a nerd. And the lamb, the leg of lamb, dude, like lamb can be kind of, it has that like lamminess. I don't want to say gamey because it's a different taste.
Yeah, it's its own thing for sure.
Yeah, that was minimally present. And I think I sent you a picture. Like, it had this beautiful pink color. And, like, you want your lamb to be kind of that red, not rare, but, like, you want it to be that beautiful red color. And it was so good, dude. And I made, like, a mustard sauce and a horseradish sauce. And, dude, I was just jamming with it, dude. It was so good. I still have a lot of it left, actually. And I'm giving it some time to breathe, but I had like a chunk left that I'm going to shave and turn that into euros, and then, or gyros or heroes or whatever you want to call it. And then the other one I cut into chunks, and I'm going to make like a stew or something, probably right before the winter ends is probably when I'll make that stew. I just thought, I like to give it some space and some time. And plus I bought
stew.
I do too, and I bought like a quarter of a cow right before the winter started, so I got a lot of beef that I'm trying to go through, which is fine, dude. It was a very interesting experience going with the people that I did because they like process it for you.
Yeah,
and I got a lot of ground beef, dude. A lot of ground beef.
Yeah, that's been my experience as well. You blow through your steaks like really fast.
Oh, dude, I mean, yes. Not a lot of steaks. Some good roasts, which is awesome. But yeah, dude, a lot of ground beef. But it's good ground beef. There's not a lot of fat in it. I don't know what the blend is, the mix would be. But like you go to the grocery store and you get ground beef from them, especially if it's like Walmart, dude. Like there is so much fat in that stuff, and it's because it's cheap, you know.
Well, what's interesting about the whole thing, like we did a whole cow a few years ago, similar experience, a lot of ground beef, and it's good ground beef. It's amazing. But like we get our ground beef from Aldi, and we get like the grass fed.
Sure.
And it looks the same. It's that really deep red, you know, that you get from like a grass fed cow. And it's not that much more expensive than when we bought our cow. So like that's why we didn't do that this year. We're like, if we're gonna get that much ground beef, like we kind of already have a ground beef hookup. I need a steak hookup, dude. Like I need a place.
Yeah, dude.
And I think it's Costco, according to you. Like, don't you get like killer deals, but you end up having to like vacuum seal it all?
So Costco has some pretty good. Okay, what I do at Costco is I get the big kind of rib roast. Like it's the giant. I mean, it's I can't. It's huge. Like it's so big. And what I'll do is I'll throw that into, and it's like ribeye steaks or whatever. I'll throw that into a dry aging bag, and I will throw that in my fridge for a minimum of 25 days. Usually it's like in the mid 30s. And I dry age all my steaks, and then you process it because it gets this like, I think it's called like Pelicost or whatever. Like it gets this like dark on stuff on the outside. So you have to make sure that there's a good fat layer around the meat that you're picking. And dude, they are some of the best steaks I have had in my entire life. Because you have to be down with like a kind of funky taste.
Yeah.
Like, and it's
people pay a lot of money for that at a restaurant, though.
Well, that's the thing. You know, I essentially you pay like $150 for this giant like slab of meat, and you know, like $150 to $200, and then the outcome. Usually, I get like about 12 steaks usually, and then I'll also get like you know, chunks and stuff that I can use for stew. There's a lot of fat that's left over, so I can also use that to make like tallow. You know, I could turn it into candles if I really wanted to, I guess, or soap. More soap. You know, Fight Club style, right? But no, dude, it's amazing. The steaks are great. There's really nothing that you need to do to them after that. Like usually, I'll buy like a pack of Costco steaks, and I'll like quick age them in the fridge, where I'm just like seasoning them up with, you know, salt, maybe a little bit of pepper, and then throw them in there for 24 hours, and then sous vide them for about 3 hours at 129 degrees, and then I'll get my Searzall out and sear them up real good. Because the problem is if you try to sear stuff in a pan, oh yeah, dude. If you try to sear stuff in a pan, you get more of that gray band on the steak, and depending on how thick it is, you're losing that brilliant, beautiful, like pink and red color in the middle. And who doesn't want a hot pink center?
I love a hot pink center. That is for sure.
Oh
yeah, man.
No, dude, that's the thing. It's all about like just doing. And if I had more space, like they sell like dry aging kind of fridges or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're like, I don't know, like a couple grand, dude. It's ridiculous. But you know, if that's something that you're like really into, recommend it. You know, I highly recommend it. The next weird kitchen gadget I plan on getting is a freeze dryer.
Ooh.
Yeah, dude. Okay.
Give me a rundown on that. I'm sure people are loving listening to us talk about this.
I know, dude. This is like, welcome to becoming old and finding weird hobbies because you have disposable income. I don't have much disposable. I have credit card debt. That's what I have. So, yeah, dude. Okay.
Oh, that was awful.
The current trend right now is everyone's like freeze drying candy and stuff. Like they're doing the Skittles and they're doing gummies and it's cool. It comes out really interesting. That's not what I plan on doing. Okay. First of all, fruits, vegetables, like those are all things that you can easily freeze dry and make your own soup mixes.
Yeah.
So that I'm 100% down for, and that's the kind of stuff that like lasts forever. So what I'd like to do is come up with like a really great recipe for a stew or soup or whatever. Freeze dry all the ingredients, throw that in the jar, and then it's literally just add stock. Vegetable, beef, chicken stock, whatever. Add it in. Heat it up, and boom, you're done. Like, that's my goal. Not only so that I can potentially give it as gifts at Christmas, because I am one of those weird people that likes to give, like, homemade gifts at Christmas to the 3 people that I know that are my friends. But also just to, like, keep, like, to have... Like, I would love to be able to make my own, like, ramen mix. You know what I mean? That'd be great, dude. But that, and then you can do that with meat as well. So you can do that with like cooked ground beef, ground turkey, ground chicken. You can freeze dry that stuff, and it's same thing. Like you can keep it for a longer period of time.
Do you have to like rehydrate it? Is that how that works?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's cool.
So, but that's, and I'm not condoning prepping by any stretch of the imagination or any sense of the word. But I do think that having some of this stuff, it's so much easier for like a quick meal. And as a person that I get weird dopamine hits every now and again, the other day I decided to like clean out my storage unit and buy new shelves for it. And after we get done recording today, I put the shelves together last night. I'm putting them in my new storage unit, or my newly redesigned storage unit, I guess. Doing that today. Got the dopamine for it. Got to do it before it's gone.
Yeah, dude. I feel that. Like, this is weird, because when you're a kid and you're playing Burnout 3 on PlayStation 2, you don't think that you're going to get stoked about new shelving,
I know, dude. And I got them on Amazon because they were on sale, and they're smaller than I expected, but it's fine. I'll make it work. That's always what man, that sucks.
I know. We're hitting that point in this game, which is what I think happened to me as a kid in a lot of racing games, is like it's making us do a lot of this like side stuff.
Yeah.
And it's in order to open up new tracks and new like POIs. And I'm like,
points of interest.
I'm not sure I want to like do like the the Demolition Derby and crap like that. Like, I just want to race, bro.
Well, that's the thing. It's fun like every now and again. Like to me, the Demolition Derby or like the side little missions or whatever in games like this, it's great when you've accomplished something good and you're like, okay, I finished this part of the story. I really don't want to move on because I don't have a whole lot of time. Like, but I got another 5 minutes of gaming left, so I'm just gonna do some Demolition Derby stuff because otherwise I'll just get lost in whatever gaming store and then buy a game that I'm not gonna end up playing for months on end.
But we got nothing but time here on the channel.
Nothing but time.
So I'm just trying to race, dude. But this is a track we already did.
Yeah,
but
looks familiar.
But it's a different like Grand Prix or something.
Grand Prix.
So this is a testament to maybe the limitations of the PlayStation back in the day. Like,
sure,
they're milking these tracks for all they're worth. Like different races. Like there's not like 700 tracks to choose from. Like there would be in a modern game. Like.
Yeah,
there's a limit to how many tracks that they can put on,
Oh, you just ran a red light, man.
I know, man.
Oh, dude, get this guy, bro. Get this guy.
I know, dude.
Come on. Grindy. Oh.
He got me, dude.
He got you.
In the end,
it doesn't even matter.
We fall. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't. No, it's close, but it's not quite there.
Listen, guys, I hope that I left the music just loud enough to create a vibe, but hopefully it doesn't like trigger copyright infringements.
Yeah, dude, that's what sucks about these games, man.
Yeah,
like, great soundtracks. Tony Hawk, same thing.
This has a heck of a soundtrack, and it's really freaking good. Like Fallout Boy was on there, Yellow Card.
Yeah.
These are bands I'm still listening to in my personal life.
Well, they're classics. They're It's classical music now.
Well, dude,
oldies.
Yeah, I was gonna say Blink-182 is on the oldies station now.
Dude,
so
it hurts so much.
Yeah, man. Like,
and it is weird. Like thinking about what was on the oldies stations when like we were kids. Like Phil Collins and like Bob Dylan and oh dang, dude.
Yeah, dude. Phil Collins.
Stuff like that, and it's like it's such a different sound than where are you? And I'm so sorry.
Well, and that generation is still like vast. Like baby boomers are still like alive.
Yeah.
Much to the detriment of the Social Security Administration.
I know, dude.
But it's like,
You're a burden.
What are they listening to? So if they put on oldies, is Blink-182 going to be on there?
Well, that's the thing. They got to go to the
Extra
Wayback
oldies?
Station. They got to go to the AM radio now.
Ooh, yeah, dude. So I'm not
and
mad
that's awful.
Did you have an AM like radio station near where you lived, by chance?
Like a
Just
building.
Just like a local small radio station.
Probably. I didn't spend a lot of time on the AM side. There were a lot of stations though.
We had
baseball games would be on the AM side when I was a kid.
Third place.
Third place.
We had one in my hometown, and we would listen to it. They would play a lot of like old country, but
Okay.
it was like the one station that you had the opportunity as a local musician to potentially make it onto. And so I ended up listening to it a lot. I can't even for the life of me think of the name of it, but it's since like defunct.
Oh, of course.
And
they ran out of funding. I mean, people. Even with the HD radio introduction, like that didn't really stick around. I bought one of those, by the way, for my car back when putting radios in your car was cool.
Well, you remember the whole like selling point with HD radio XM? What was it called? It's
Well, no, HD radio is different than Sirius XM, satellite radio.
Okay. Well,
HD radio is every radio station would have their main radio station.
You're right.
And then they would have 1 to 2 others where they would play similar but different music. For example, NPR, which I'm so sorry that I'm even mentioning that on our channel. They're a news public radio, but they would also have an HD station, which is classical, and then another one, which was jazz. I don't think they have the jazz one anymore because I think that's why I stopped listening. I love jazz, dude.
Well,
I'm a nerd.
It's funny that you say that because much to my family's dismay, I do listen to the local HD station, and their main shtick is classical, but their HD station is jazz, and I listen to the jazz
dude.
all the time. Like that's like my main squeeze, dude, is jazz in the car. Dude, this channel we're never
ancient,
going anywhere,
bro.
man. We're never going anywhere because the young pups, man, they don't want to watch us play PlayStation 2, and they don't want to listen to us talk about HD jazz stations, man.
No,
And they don't want to hear about our gadgets. But you know what, kids? You will someday. Someday you'll be in your mid-30s, and you'll also want to dry age your own steak. And then you can look back at this episode.
That's a game changer, though. I mean, for real. Like, I highly recommend. They have dry aging bags that are smaller. You got to get like a thick steak because there is going to be stuff that you have to cut off. But the inside meat is so good. Don't go to a restaurant and spend, because you're going to spend. Sometimes when I'm at a local butcher shop and I don't have time, I will look at the dry aged steaks. An Angus dry aged ribeye steak is a minimum of like $30, and that's uncooked, and it's not huge. If I'm feeling fancy, I'll grab one, but 9 times out of 10, for that price, for $30 for a steak, I can spend, 3 times that and end up getting 12. Like that's the whole thing, dude. It's all about saving money where you can and still being able to enjoy the finer things in life. Which, when it comes to finer things in life, both of us here at Nerd Leading the Nerd like to produce to you a fine and dandy product. So if you have any suggestions or recommendations, hit us up. Let us know, because this is we want to build a community of people that are not only like-minded individuals, but folks that are willing to call us on our crap. To be perfectly honest, the internet is a place of tons of misinformation, and we don't want to build that. but we're also trying to play video games, and sometimes the things that come out of our mouth, much like the Nintendo Dreamcast, for those of you that remember that little gem, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. That was not my intention.
You misgendered the freaking
console.
Dreamcast.
I know, dude. I'm so sorry.
Oh, dude, I got literally, we got last place on that one. That's
awful. That's unlucky, bro. But no, we're all here to work together, to be together, to build together. We're still in the early days of our 2-year mission. But yeah, man, I think this is perfect timing. We just ended another race. We're right at that time.
We're doing great.
Yeah, man, this is working out a lot better than I expected.
Yeah.
So don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Do all the YouTube stuff. Check out our merch. And just tell us something about yourself. Tell us anything about yourself. Because we love you guys and we appreciate you. And with all that being said, from all of us here at Nerd Leading the Nerd, come back soon.
Because we'll be waiting.
Nerd Leading the Nerd.
We love to talk about all things nerdy.
Nerd Leading the Nerd.
We talk about pretty much everything we love here.
Nerd Leading the Nerd.
Seth and Drew are your friendly tour guides.
Nerd Leading the Nerd.
So sit back and relax and enjoy the ride with
Nerd Leading the Nerd. What? Nerd Leading the Nerd.